What if the most advanced technology on Earth isn't in any consumer product you can buy, but instead is locked away in classified military laboratories and defense contractor facilities? Entire programs exist completely in the shadows, funded with billions of dollars through what's called the black budget. Even members of Congress don't always get the full operational details about what's being developed. Today, we're exploring 15 government projects that rarely make mainstream news but are quietly shaping the future of warfare, surveillance, and even how we measure time itself.
Starting at number 15, we have Black Projects at Skunk Works. Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works division is where some of the most famous secret aircraft in history were born. The SR-71 Blackbird, built back in the 1960s, still holds the speed record at over Mach 3 despite being retired decades ago. The F-117 Nighthawk, the first operational stealth fighter in the world, was completely hidden for years before anyone even knew it existed operationally. And they're absolutely not done developing cutting-edge aircraft. Lockheed executives have hinted at an SR-72 Son of Blackbird, a hypersonic jet that could potentially hit Mach 6 speeds. Aviation trackers sometimes pick up strange test flights near Skunk Works facilities that don't match any known aircraft profiles, and patents linking directly to Lockheed suggest they're actively experimenting with drones that can act as motherships, deploying smaller unmanned systems. If history's any guide, what we see publicly decades later is just a small fraction of what's already flying in restricted airspace. Number 14 takes us to stealth Navy vessels. We usually think about stealth technology in terms of aircraft, but navies worldwide are pushing stealth capabilities hard at sea as well. The US Navy's USS Zumwalt destroyer is a perfect example of this trend. Its odd, sharp-angled design combined with radar-absorbing coatings make it appear on enemy radar like a tiny fishing boat despite being a massive warship. Only 3 exist currently, but they're testbeds for numerous classified technologies. China's building radar-reduced warships actively, and Russia's newest frigates use extensive stealth shaping. Beyond the ships we know about publicly, defense insiders say there are classified programs working on unmanned stealth fleets. These would be robotic ships that could patrol strategic areas or even engage in combat without being spotted by conventional detection methods. The world's oceans are becoming just as contested for stealth technology as the skies above. Number 13 covers hypersonic vehicles and directed energy weapons. If there's one arms race governments can't hide anymore, it's hypersonics development. Russia's Avangard glide vehicle can reportedly hit Mach 20 while maneuvering as it re-enters the atmosphere. China has tested its DFZF system extensively, and in 2021 it shocked Western analysts when a test vehicle circled the entire globe before coming back down. The United States has its own hypersonic projects running through DARPA and the Air Force, but most operational details stay completely classified. At the same time, militaries worldwide are testing directed energy weapons seriously. The US Navy has mounted lasers on warships, successfully taking down drones in real-world trials. China has demonstrated portable laser defense systems. And railguns, those electromagnetic cannons we used to only see in science fiction, received years of serious funding, though recent progress has gone mysteriously quiet. Together, these programs hint at a future battlefield where engagements happen at speeds approaching light itself. Number 12 focuses on cyber defense and quantum computing. While hypersonics are about speed in physical space, quantum computing is all about speed in information processing. A working large-scale quantum computer could break today's strongest encryption methods. We're talking about the cryptographic systems protecting global banking, private communications, and even nuclear command systems. That's precisely why the United States, China, and Europe are investing billions to win this technological race. Google claimed quantum supremacy in 2019 with a laboratory experiment, and Chinese researchers quickly followed with their own record-breaking results. China also launched its Mach satellite to prove secure quantum key distribution, a revolutionary way to send messages that theoretically can't be intercepted or hacked. Behind the scenes, the US has the National Quantum Initiative coordinating research, and China built a $10 billion quantum laboratory facility. Whoever achieves practical quantum computing first will control the future of secure information globally, and that's exactly why much of this research is hidden under multiple layers of classification and secrecy. Number 11 examines quantum atomic clocks. GPS satellite navigation is great until those satellites get jammed or shot down in conflict. That's where quantum atomic clocks come in strategically. These devices are so incredibly precise, they barely lose a single second over billions of years of operation. Militaries want them for navigation systems systems that don't rely on vulnerable satellite networks. The UK's National Physical Laboratory is leading research in this field, and the United States is testing similar systems through DARPA programs. In 2022, Britain revealed a prototype quantum compass specifically designed for ships and submarines. If deployed operationally, it means armies and navies could operate in complete GPS blackout conditions. That's a huge tactical advantage in modern warfare, where disrupting satellites is no longer just theoretical, but a real operational risk. Number 10 reveals biometric mass surveillance programs. China's Skynet program is one of the largest surveillance networks in the world currently operating. It links hundreds of millions of cameras with advanced facial recognition, license plate tracking, and even gait analysis technology that identifies people by how they walk. Officially, it's for public safety, but reports indicate it's tied to predictive policing and monitoring political dissidents. In Xinjiang province, researchers documented advanced biometric tracking systems specifically targeting the Uyghur population. The United States and UK also run mass surveillance programs like the NSA's PRISM system exposed by Edward Snowden in 2013. But China's systems demonstrate how far this technology can go when it's scaled nationally, with citizens rarely aware of how much data is being collected and analyzed in real time. Number 9 covers silent crowd control weapons. We know the US military tested the active denial system, sometimes called the pain ray. It fires millimeter waves that heat your skin surface, making people scatter without causing lasting injury. But there are persistent reports of even quieter tools, including infrasound or acoustic weapons designed to disorient crowds without anyone knowing why they suddenly feel sick or dizzy. Some of these claims surfaced during the so-called Havana Syndrome incidents where US diplomats in Cuba and China reported strange symptoms possibly linked to directed energy attacks. While nothing's been conclusively proven, the fact that militaries openly develop non-lethal technologies means there's almost certainly more research happening off the public record. Number 8 examines HARP and geoengineering programs. HARP, the High-Frequency Active Auroral Research Program in Alaska, was built to study the ionosphere. Officially, it's just research into communications and atmospheric science, but for years it's been tied to theories about weather control and electromagnetic warfare. Scientists dismiss most conspiracy claims, but here's what's actually real and documented. China and the United States both fund large-scale cloud seeding programs, and in 2018, Chinese researchers admitted they were building an array in Tibet 5 times larger than HARP. In 2021, the UAE used drones to seed rain during a drought. So while weaponized weather remains unproven, governments are absolutely experimenting with ways to modify atmospheric conditions. Number 7 reveals autonomous robotic surgery. Battlefields are chaotic, and getting a surgeon in front of a wounded soldier isn't always possible under combat conditions. That's why DARPA funded the Trauma Pod project, a robotic surgical system meant to operate remotely in combat zones. While it started as an experiment in the 2000s, newer prototypes are getting closer to battlefield reality. In 2016, researchers at Johns Hopkins performed supervised surgeries using a robotic system that stitched pig intestines more consistently than human surgeons. Military planners see the potential for autonomous surgery to save lives when human medics can't physically reach casualties fast enough. Most operational details are locked behind defense classification, but the direction is clear. Number 6 covers undersea drone networks. The world's oceans are becoming just as contested as airspace. The U.S. Navy has tested unmanned underwater vehicles under DARPA's Hydra program, designed to deploy drones beneath the surface for surveillance and potential sabotage operations. China is working on what it calls an undersea Great Wall, a network of sensors and drones across the South China Sea. Russia's Poseidon nuclear-powered drone, first revealed in 2015, is built to travel thousands of miles underwater, carrying a nuclear payload. None of these programs are fully transparent to the public, but they all show the same strategic push toward using fleets of robotic submarines to control the world's most strategic waterways. Number 5 examines brain-controlled weapons research. Brain-computer interfaces sound like pure science fiction, but DARPA's N3 program is openly working on non-invasive systems that let humans control machines with their thoughts. In laboratory settings, researchers have already successfully flown quadcopter drones using EEG headsets reading brain activity. China's military-linked universities are publishing research papers on neurostrike technologies, weapons aimed at disrupting brain function directly. While those claims aren't proven operationally, the fact that both the United States and China are investing heavily in this space reveals strategic priorities. The military value is obvious: faster decision making, hands free equipment control, even direct soldier to soldier communication. It's early stage technology, but it's one of the clearest signs governments are pushing the boundary between mind and machine. Number 4 reveals bioweapon enhancement through CRISPR. CRISPR gene editing has revolutionized medicine, but it's also raised serious alarms in national security circles. In 2018, a US intelligence report warned that CRISPR could be misused to create pathogens resistant to existing vaccines or tailored to target specific populations genetically. China, the United States, and Russia are all heavily invested in genetic engineering research, though military applications remain classified. The concern is straightforward. If gene editing is used to enhance natural viruses or create entirely new pathogens, defenses could be almost impossible to develop in time. During the COVID-19 pandemic, discussions around laboratory safety and dual-use research grew much louder globally. While no government admits to weaponizing CRISPR, the potential is powerful enough that biodefense programs treat it as a serious threat. Number 3 covers mobile satellite weapons platforms. Space isn't just about exploration and communication anymore. It's becoming a battlefield. The U.S. Air Force's X-37B spaceplane has flown multiple classified missions since 2010. Officials won't say what it actually does, but analysts suspect it's testing orbital weapons platforms or advanced surveillance systems. China has tested robotic arms on satellites that can grab or disable other satellites in orbit. Russia's Cosmos 2543 made headlines in 2020 when it came dangerously close to a US spy satellite. None of these countries admit to having space-based weapon systems, but the operational patterns are clear. Satellites aren't just for communication or GPS anymore. They're becoming offensive and defensive tools in a completely new kind of arms race. Number 2 examines AI militarization programs. Artificial intelligence isn't just powering chatbots and recommendation algorithms. It's being trained specifically to fight wars. The United States runs programs like Project Maven, which uses AI to analyze drone footage and identify targets. China has tested AI-controlled drone swarms, demonstrating systems that can coordinate attacks without any human input. Russia has worked on AI for unmanned tanks and aircraft. The ethical debate centers on whether AI should ever be allowed to make lethal decisions independently, but the technology is already moving rapidly in that direction. Pentagon officials admitted in 2023 they're actively preparing for a future where AI plays a major operational role in combat. It's not just about processing speed, it's about who controls the decision-making loop when human reaction time becomes the limiting factor. And finally, number 1, secret AI for predictive decision-making. The most unsettling projects might not be about weapons at all, but about prediction and control. Back in 2003, DARPA launched the LifeLog project meant to record and analyze people's daily activities comprehensively. It was officially shut down after public criticism, but similar research continued under different program names.
The concept is to feed massive amounts of behavioral data into AI systems that can predict human behavior with high accuracy. Where you'll go, what you'll do, even how you might react in specific situations. In policing, predictive algorithms are already being used in some US cities. At a national security level, the implications are staggering. It's not just surveillance of what people are doing, it's control through foresight, knowing what people will do before they do it. That's it for today, folks. See you in the next video.